What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is NyanRacingCat. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Kimo. This is a best of 5 for the Vibly Champions League season number 2. Playoffs. Kimo at match point. We've seen this. We've seen this time and time again from Kimo. But we'll see if NyanRacingCat can pull out the reverse sweep here. Nyan taking the Kronos on the Oasis here. Maybe thinking maybe Kimo is going to go in with his Ra. Maybe on Oasis. Maybe he can get a free win with the Kronos rush. But Kimo does decide to stick with the Hades in this game. He does get hit with a bit of an awkward spawn here. Bit of an awkward spawn. Only 2 zebra, only 2 giraffe. So really, really bad spawn in terms of things that can go well for a Hades player in this matchup. Normally, if you get the highest spawn Oasis, 5 zebra, 4 giraffe. I think that's max. Maybe it's 3 giraffe, 2 gazelle or something. It can be really, really good for you. But no, Kimo getting the short end of the stick. He's searching around with this Katoskopos, trying to find where his second hunt is. And you got to imagine, Nyan's either going for a 4-minute advance here, or he's going for a 3:30 advance here. It does really just depend on what he's gonna click on, what he's gonna click for, where he's gonna walk, what he's gonna do, and all the good stuff. We just see that the goats are getting found for Kimo. He's got 6 goats in the base, moving his villagers up to the top side of the map. Now he's going to try and grab those giraffe. You have to assume that those giraffe are probably going to be gone by 4 minutes. So all of the resources that Kimo is going to be wanting to gather from should be in his base. 600 food over here. Probably should send these villagers up to this location as well, though over to the chickens isn't a bad idea either, and that's exactly what Kimo's going to choose to do. We see the Oracle coming over here, going to attempt to deny the villagers building this granary, but Nyan decides against that there, and we are seeing what looks to be the Kronos rush, the fabled Kronos rush from NyanRacingCat here. So we'll see how this is going to go. He should be able to actually push off this giraffe, maybe because Kimo chose to not come over here and eat all of the giraffe with all of his villagers and finish it off nice and quick. Don't think that this giraffe is. I think this giraffe is still going to be here to be eaten. So there should be a little bit of value that Nyan can get by time shifting forward and getting this up. Oh, it looks like no, he's not going for the cloud. I told a lie. He's going for a 4-minute advance time. Oh, I'm so sad. 4 minutes. I think this giraffe will probably be just about finished by the time anything comes in. But the temple is coming in here. We see the wall segments coming up. Not supposed to do this. This is against the tournament rules here. So one of the rules we instated in the tournament is you can use wall segments, but you're only allowed to use 4 around each tower. Other than that, the walls need to be connected, and I don't think these walls are connected from Kimo. We'll see if it's going to matter in this game or not. Maybe this just gets deconstructed, but you're not supposed to do it. We'll have to have words with him. Make sure he doesn't do it in the finals or something like that. Anyways, Nose of the Sphinx is here as well. This relic is huge to be grabbed. So the oracles moving forward, do they have focus or not? He does have focus, so there's speedy oracles. 3.85 speed coming in onto this giraffe here. Looks like the giraffe can have about 200 food left in it. As the Oracle heroes coming in, the Katoskopos doing its damage. We see Ajax popping out here as the Oracles come through. The village is going to get pulled back. The Katoskopos going to be targeted down here. Nice micro from Nyan. The village is going to continue eating this giraffe, chasing them around. We see the Oracles going straight after the Ajax as the Promethean going after these villages. Nice choice here from Nyan, but the Ajax does get tasked with the Prometheans here. The villagers moving around, going to be chasing the Oracles, and this is absolute chaos at this part of the game. The Prometheans chasing down the villagers over here, doing a nice job. Probably going to get one villager kill. Well played by NyanRacingCat. The Ajax with very low HP as well. And now we can start moving it onto this location here. We see the wall over here blocking this tower in. Deconstruction onto this sentry tower if he needs to do so. Terma here going to be enough to push off this gold mine. And I don't think that Kimo... Well, Kimo's just trying to get as much gold as he possibly can from this gold mine here. That's why he's got so many villagers here. It's actually quite smart in order to stay alive. He does have the chickens over here that he's just finished. Can move over onto his berries as well. We see the Promethean offspring getting created there by the Sentinels that have picked that one off. The Ajax did pick up the nose of the Sphinx. Going to be bringing that one home here as the Oracle's chasing this down. It's going to be close. If he can snipe the Ajax, he gets the nose of the Sphinx for himself. 1 HP remaining as the Oracle's bumping into each other, and the Ajax gets back here with 1 HP. Sees the Deacon. So Kimo put the relic in after the deconstruction was going on, and the temple bugged out, because what normally happens is you deconstruct and then the relic pops out. If the temple's already got a relic in it, then the temple stays up. And now the temple is just going to be continuously deconstructing for the rest of this game. Maybe because it was that specific relic as well, the nose of the Sphinx gives the temple back extra HP. So instead of it being dead, like it's deconstructing, it goes above that amount. Does that make sense? So it's that specific relic. So that might actually also be how it works if you get Masons and Architects. If you get Masons to come in as Deconstruct comes through. Learn something new. I think Kimo did get the resources back for the temple as well. So he gets an extra 100 wood, 100 gold. That's actually brutal. But Nyan's going to keep trying to push in. I'm surprised he used Deconstruct on this temple anyways. When this watchtower is so obnoxious. Nyan should simply be just using his Terma at this point to come in and try and snipe villages. Especially with the tower here. Doing its thing. I'm just seeing going after the low HP villages, but Kimo's nicely pulling back, and Kimo can move over here and grab this large gold mine here as well if he so chooses. Now the Hippocon coming in, going to be hitting the enemy Hippocon here. The enemy Terma. Nice snipe there, getting 1 Terma kill as Nyan is continuously pushing in here, trying to pick up these villages. You see the Minotaur coming in, killing off the citizen here as well. Now we got the villagers happily mining with only 6 here. Gonna start making some Toxotes here. A little bit wild. The food situation for Kimo is drastically running out, and he doesn't have a single farm up yet. This could be very, very bad for Kimo. As the Hippocon are great. If you don't have food, you can't build them. I do see pickaxes coming through. The Minotaur over here going to get dealt with by the hero Terma as well. Over here, the Chiron retreating back. Nice micro from Kimo, trying to get as much value out of this as he can. He should simply be targeting down these Hippocon though. As soon as they come in and attack, just target them down. But it looks like Nyan is pulling back and allowing Kimo to just hang on here. Now we're starting to see some farms getting built up, moving over onto this wood line here. We see the mana for NyanRacingCat getting targeted down. Can't stand it. Every time I move over here, you hear the sound effect of a deconstruction. Now the medium Terma pulling back. doing their thing. And the mana going to yet again get targeted down as the Terma coming. Going to get a couple of points of damage. But man, Kimo's micro on point at this in this stage of the game. Just sees the Terma come in, pulls his cavalry back. Terma poke their heads in to try and push off the gold mine. Kimo pulls those back. Just incredible micro here from Kimo. He does have a random goat here that he's forgotten about. That's an extra 200 food that he could really be using here. Now the farms are coming up. He's got plow, he's got hand axe, he's got pickaxe. Kimo has managed to hold this pressure at this stage of the game. Nyan needs to think about now transitioning away from pure Terma. He doesn't need to get he doesn't need to get more Terma. He doesn't need to get Mamilo. He can get Catapultis here against these Hippocon. The only problem with Catapultis is they're super slow. 4.5 speed. So they're not, like, they do a ton of damage to the cavalry, but they're not actually the best counter cavalry unit either. Now we see the Catapultis getting chased back in, but Nyan can take this fight here with those Catapultis. It's more than fine, but Kimo is so good. As soon as those Catapultis turn, he runs. Now we see the Terma coming back in onto this location. Unfortunately, I see the point of this mana. One, it distracts the Sentinel, and it's supposed to distract the Watchtower, but the mana too close to the Watchtower for it to actually target it, I think. Starting to see some hoplites coming out now for Kimo as the farms are all up. Villagers getting pushed back yet again. Now Nyan's army getting a little bit stunted here. He's still in this game. He just needs to figure out what his next play is here because he's still got food left. He can start the farm transition fine. Moving back in, picks off one of those hoplites. Nice play. The villagers coming back in onto the gold mine yet again. Kimo's got a lot of gold in the bank here, so it's completely fine for him. Now I see the Hippocon chasing NyanRacingCat's Terma away. Finding it very difficult to deal with this ball of Hippocon as Kimo's control being very, very good here. Now the mana here is going to get destroyed. And it's looking as if Kimo has sort of managed to stabilize here. You see the Catapulti getting picked off as well. But what can Nyan do? He's getting a second town center. Going to bring his temple home. And maybe just start going into a sort of boom war here. Kimo looks like he's going to try and grab his own second town center. The army quality for Kimo significantly better than NyanRacingCat because all the Terma just don't really deal well with the Hippocon at all. Though he can sort of snipe these hoplites, but as Kronos, they don't move as fast. Only 5.0 speed. As Kronos, they're 5.5 speed, so it's much quicker in order to hit and run the hoplites. You do see the Catapultis have spotted the towns that are coming up for Kimo at this point. Now Nyan coming in. Start taking down the Hippocon here. And a big restoration from Kimo to make sure he can hold this position because he wants the town center. Second town center now up for NyanRacingCat, or just about. Armory on the way as well. A couple of idle villages need to get sorted out. Start building those farms fairly easily as Atlantean. This is basically standard. You don't have to do like a good farm transition as Atlantean because you just send your villagers over to wood, and then as soon as you have the 200 food, you start. 200 wood. You just build a farm here, and you build a farm here, and you build a farm here, and you're completely fine. But now Nyan just returning home with his units. Villages getting built out of both of these town centers. Kimo getting food from here. Now, the next stage of this game is can Kimo or can NyanRacingCat deny gold from this and deny this town center? That's important. Nyan needs to deny this town center. If he can, that means he can deny this gold mine, maybe deny this gold mine, maybe deny this gold mine, maybe get a gold staff here and come back in this game. We see the manners getting transported around, even a giraffe getting eaten here for Nyan, but that is just about to be finished up. Plow coming through it now as well in order to help his food economy. Still building those farms everywhere. I like that Nyan builds his farms next to his town center. Plays around all of the jank. Now the Hippocon checking out this town center, making sure it can't get grabbed. This is a different situation from last game where I would have expected maybe 3 town centers Atlantean. In this situation, you can't really get the 3rd town center because there's so many units out for Kimo already for the Hades player. So you have to sort of just deal with 2 town centers and see what you can do. Meanwhile, Kimo moving on to this gold mine early. Absolutely love that for Kimo because he's about to run out of gold on this. He gets extra gold over here. Nyan's not really aware that this is going on just yet. If we check out his point of view, he has got no idea that this is here. So not even going to bother checking it just yet. Knows those villagers gathering gold over here. And Kimo should be on the way to the heroic age fairly soon, but we do see Hyperion for Nyan as the Hippocon over here getting denied. Now Nyan's going to want to grab this town center and make a big heroic age push onto this gold mine with Satyr. If he can get the Satyr out, make sure he denies this town center. That is actually vitally important. The Catapulti over here doing tons of damage to those Hippocon as Kimo not controlling that one there. Well, those units are going to retreat here. The Terma attempting to hit these villages as the town center for Kimo is coming up. But Kimo is just about to advance to the next age as well. He's probably going to go through Aphrodite this game. I wouldn't be surprised. It looks like his armory is not up just yet. So that's going to give Nyan a little bit of a timing to play with here. But it looks like the town center is probably going to come up in time. As Nyan is not really able to get his own town center up and deny this one. The unit's getting pushed back. We don't see too many military barracks up just yet, either for NyanRacingCat. So he's not going to be going in on the Arcus either straight away. So that's going to be a little bit tough to deal with. Also, 64 favor, a decent amount. Does snipe some Toxotes here as the hoplites coming through. But the town center will be up, and that's going to make it really hard for Nyan to navigate, hitting this gold mine and this gold mine. And we've been seeing some archery ranges, military academies getting spammed up as Kimo realizes what's coming his way. The CT is starting to get spammed out for NyanRacingCat. We see the Hippocon coming in. The Terma retreating away. And you even have a Kara Ballaster here to try and take down those hoplites a little bit. It's not really the best unit, but as Kronos, he does go a little bit faster. He's a bit cheaper, extra 0.4 speed. He's a little speedy boy. He can run away from hoplites. It's actually not that bad of a unit for Kronos, especially because he's also cheaper as well. What is it? 104 wood, 90 gold. It's got to feel good. Got to feel good to be a Kronos player. Now the cavalry going straight after this Kara Ballaster. Kimo realizes the advantages of it, but nice micro there. That's the speed of those Kara Ballaster. Coming in clutch. As those Hippocon going to be retreating away. Looking for someone to hit here. Maybe going to come up and hit the town center or something. I don't think that's the way. Did he go Aphrodite? I didn't see. No, he went Apollo. So I guess no huge surprise there. Thought it might have been safer to go for the Aphrodite just to get out the curse. But not going for it. Villager almost gets sniped here, but it's looking like it will be able to escape and into the town center. Nope, doesn't even bother going to the town center. We see the military barracks now coming up for NyanRacingCat. His market is up as well. Question is, what is he going to go? He's going Atlas. So Atlas is going to give him access to implode. If he can force a fight somewhere like close to the villagers, get a big implode, he may be able to turn this because it's a lot of damage, but I mean, Kimo's got all of the archery ranges up, military academies up, so many military buildings that he should, if he's got the resources, be able to rebuild very, very quick. There's the market coming up for Kimo. He'll want to go through Artemis again. I haven't seen him really go Hephaestus yet with Hades in this matchup. Much prefers the Earthquakes. We'll see if that's what he's going to go in this game. There's the resources for it, and he is going through Artemis from his home town center. Military barracks coming up on this side of the map for NyanRacingCat. He's trying to get this push happening. He will have access to the Argus as well in order to deal with some stuff. But Atlas is almost finished, 80%. He's going to start pushing in. These units just not in the right position just yet. No palace here either for NyanRacingCat. So no attempt to get out a push to follow it. Get Fire Siphon out. Looks like this Manticore is also going to be able to pretty much deal with the Catapulti. No! Catapulti wins. 1 HP remaining. Let's go. And there's the Mythic Age for Nyan. You have to be really careful where you place the implode. Essentially, you want to put it on the retreat path of where your opponent is going to have to go. Otherwise, they can sort of just run away from it and it does nothing. So it's a very hard god power to use. We are seeing Kimo now trying to push forward and deal with these Terma here. We'll see if the implode's going to go down or not. Looks like it's not going to go down. There it is, coming forward. You have to turn around a little bit and take this fight. Otherwise, the units will just keep pushing forward, and we are going to see most of these units die. If you select this, every unit going into the implode is going to fall here. All of these Hades units are falling as they all get sucked into this implode. Big population dip here for Kimo. Down to 105. We'll see if the push can happen now, but the palace not up. No siege up for NyanRacingCat. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make anything happen here. I think Kimo is going to be able to come back here with his Mythic Age spike. We do see the Argus is here. We'll see where the Chimera is going to go. Walls are sort of coming up for NyanRacingCat. Military barracks coming up everywhere. Essentially, if you can get like enough buildings around your town centers, Earthquake is not going to be able to kill them. So Earthquake does about 10,000 HP of damage, and we do see that Nyan's already got fortified town centers. So these military barracks plus something else. Oh, okay, we got an out of sync here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll jump into the stream if it's still available and check out what's going on there. It's a very close game here, so hopefully it's entertaining. Anyways, I'll try and get it up. The problem is no game sounds now, but we'll see how this is going to go. We've got Kimo. Oh, Jesus. Nyan's got so much food in the bank. He's got 2,100 food in the bank here. We'll see how this is going to go. Big thanks to Lundberg for catching this this game live. And now Nyan gonna attempt to push in here, causing a lot of problems for Kimo. Kimo's looking for an earthquake somewhere. I can see a red dot in NyanRacingCat's base here. And there's the earthquake going down onto the town center. It looks like the town center was killed as well as this fight is continuing here. So Nyan now dropping down to 2 town centers. This is going to allow Kimo to start winning these fights with the pacifist coming out. The Chiron going to deal with the satyr and everything else. And those Toxotes do so much damage. The fire siphon, we'll try and kill this off. We do see an underworld passage somewhere as well. Oh, there it is. Underworld passage coming through as Kimo is going to attempt to push in and kill this settlement and prevent it from going up here. We'll see how he goes at this point with preventing that, just with the Ajax and her pacifist. Still trying to deal with all the units up the top over here. And if Kimo can deny that town center from going up, there is no hope for NyanRacingCat at all in this game. So Nyan needs to get that one up. He's still got, he doesn't really have an edge on anything. He's actually at only 118 of 140 population. All the units kind of falling here. Kimo can pull his Toxotes into that underworld and completely deny that town center. He can also bring some villagers in and put a side build there if he wants to. Copper shields coming through. Champion archers just popping for Kimo as well. And you have to ask the question, why does NyanRacingCat have 2,000 food in the bank? He needs to sort that economy out, either have trade out of it instantly or get some upgrades, because he's only on medium archers here against Kimo's champion archers, just not sorting that economy out the best. Now that town center getting completely denied over here as villagers coming in to try and get it for himself, and NyanRacingCat does tap out. GG, well played. Not going to talk too much about it. Nyan played fairly well in this series, but does lose 3-0 against Kimo. Absolute beast of a player. If you guys enjoyed these games, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you are aware, there are other content creators in Age of Mythology. This is Lundberg. You can check him out on Twitch. I believe he doesn't have a YouTube channel, but check him out on the Twitch. There he streams pretty much every day. Very entertaining guy. And I'll see you guys in the next game.